Welcome back, everyone, to the Corsace Closed 2021 round of 16, where we have Bartek versus ChomikBox happening, the number 2 versus number 15 seeds in the round of 16. We've got some interesting, I think, expectations for both of these players. ChomikBox, also known as Bristol, coming off of very strong performances in the 3-digit World Cup, as well as a tiebreaker win versus Arnold in the play-in stage of the Corsace Closed 2021. Bartek, however, the second seed out of qualifiers, only to Utami, beating out other people like Flying Tuna, Taquito, Nissan, Mousy, Intercamping, and Kablaze in the top 8 for that number 2 spot. So very, very strong performance for Bartek overall in the qualifiers. Bartek also one of the most seasoned tournament players that there is right now in Open Rank, a very, very well-recognized tournament player at the moment. He has been pretty dominant for multiple years at this point. Of course, winning second place with the nation in the Perennial recently, as well as first place in the Corsace Open 2020 with the nation as well. So very, very strong in team tournaments, very strong in 1 versus 1s as well, and for good reason. One of the best speed players, one of the best reading players, and one of the best tech players that there is. Also no slouch when it comes to the raw aim. He really is very strong at just about everything that you would expect a top player to do well on in tournament. Outside of one thing, which is the Hard Rock. Even then, he did still have almost 900k on Hard Rock 2 in the qualifiers, really only dropping down on Hard Rock 1 in quals, but still 740k on that map is nothing to sneeze at. Overall, extremely strong scores for Bartek in the qualifiers. We're still going to be banning out Hidden 3 against Bartek. That is the tech map in Hidden in this map pool. Monochrome Princess by Polisha. I think that's actually a pretty good ban against Bartek. A lot of people would ban out the AR8 map, but ASO is actually very simple in terms of its patterning. It does give a lot of ways into that map for players who are not incredibly strong on the AR8. Bartek, though, just banning out No Mod 1, not dealing with the aim consistency pick, and I kind of expect Hard Rock 1 to get banned out as well if he is going that route. I think a lot of the other maps in this pool would be actually very good for him. Something like Good Rage and Hard Rock actually might also be quite a good pick. Hard Rock 2 definitely also a viable ban for him, and Hidden 2 a ban for ChomikBox. He's just banning out both of the non-standard Hidden maps, leaving only non-use by Inabakamori up in Hidden 1. That is the awkward aim, and lots of slider head aim in that map. Hard Rock 1 bad for Bartek, pretty well expected, and Hidden 1 as the first pick is pretty expected after a double Hidden ban coming out from ChomikBox. Bartek, of course, with the first pick. Hidden 1 is, I think, a pretty strong map for him. He is well known as one of the best Hidden players in tournaments in general, and despite this being an aim pick, Hidden banning out Hidden 1, or excuse me, No Mod 1 and Hard Rock 1. Excuse me, the aim in this is a lot more awkward than anything that you find in No Mod 1, Hard Rock 1. So he should have a pretty good time with this one overall. Bristol, however, no slouch when it comes to the raw aim. Both of these players very, very high ranked in solo. Both of them with the potential to put up very, very strong scores on regular aim maps overall, I think that this just favors Bartek that much more than it does Ristel, but they did put up very similar scores in the qualifiers within about 45,000 score of each other, so it should be relatively close here in the round of 16 as well. Neither player missing so far on any of the awkward angle jumps, nor on those overlaps before this second Ki. And despite the anti-aim jump patterns here, going into more of the sort of wiggle streams in the ending of this first Ki, it is still both players holding on to the full combos. Little bit better accuracy for ChomikBox at the moment. Bartek, though, still looking quite comfortable. This is his first pick after all, and at this point, it really is just a contest of whoever misses first loses, and Bartek is going to be the one to miss first. Looks like under-aimed those slider single taps there as ChomikBox is able to hit them and pull away in terms of the score lead, still at 99.71% accuracy right now. I think that's 3 100s on ChomikBox's score at the moment, still holding on to the FC as well. He's looking so good on this map, and there is definitely a reason that he left this one up as opposed to Hidden 2 or Hidden 3. And neither player missing on the overlaps nor on the 1/3s following. Both of them missing on, however, the cut variable spacing 1/3 stream, but that honestly still favors ChomikBox. He might not be getting the FC in this map, but he has over 700k to his name. A little bit of cursor dancing here at the end with the frustration, but not too much to be mad about, honestly. Taking a breakpoint on the first pick from your opponent is always a fantastic way to start off the match. An early 1-0 for ChomikBox on Bartek's first pick. Overall, extremely strong scores from both of those players, though it's a miss in the middle of the map from Bartek, and then held the combo everywhere else that ChomikBox did. So, quite a strong start for both players, but ChomikBox able to hold until that spaced 1/3 stream, and that really is the difference maker in that map. Bartek just unfortunately found a couple of early misses in that Ki at about the 1/3 point, and doomed the score down to that 500k mark. ChomikBox on the first pick, you see Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1 get banned out, you win on Hidden 1 on some of those aim picks, and you think, hey, maybe DT1, Nomad 6, even also an option here. Nomad 6, I think, more similar to Hidden 1 than a lot of other maps in the pool as well. AR9 circle size 6, lots of awkward aim in that one as well. A little bit less of a focus on sliders in that one. No 1/3 stream as well, but hits exactly the same points that you see in Hidden 1, Hidden 2. Ristel also had very good scores on a lot of the trickier maps in the pool against in his match versus Arnold last weekend. had very good scores on alt, had okay scores on tech, and is going to be going for tech here against Bartek. This one is a lot of cut streams in this map, though. Very different from the tech map that we had last weekend. Modular Technology by Sota Fujimori here is quite focused on cut streams and flow aim overall, with some buzz slider control built into the map as well, but this one is definitely far less slider focused than the map that we had last weekend. I think it's going to be a little interesting because a lot of the maps that we have seen so far have been less slider focused than cut stream focused, especially compared to this one. I mean, it really does go heavily in to the cut streams on this map, so very, very different from the tech maps that we have had so far. Early misses for both ChomikBox and Bartek on the Wiggle stream. Bartek finding a couple of misses there on the higher spacing patterns built into that slider section. ChomikBox able to hold on. Bartek finding a couple slider breaks in this part as well. And ChomikBox now with a pretty sizable combo lead. Good score lead to go along with it, already at that 100k score lead mark. So very, very quick rise in the score for ChomikBox. And that accompanies this map. It is quite short, just under 2 minutes, I believe, or just over 2 minutes on this map. So expected that that score lead just shoots up when you do get a big combo lead for ChomikBox. He does actually drop the combo there, though, again, on one of the flowing patterns. And now Bartek with pretty good combo lead, but I don't know if there's enough map left for him to take this back. The score lead probably insurmountable at this point. If he does hold and there is a score dropped from ChomikBox, there is a chance, but it doesn't look like that score drop is going to happen. ChomikBox hitting the high spacing streams, hitting the cut streams at the end, and there's just no map left for Bartek to take any score. It is going to be the win for ChomikBox on No Mod 3. Nicely done from him, holding that combo over halfway through the map. The higher max combo really doing work for him there. Excuse me. You can see the accuracy about 1% lower for ChomikBox overall. So Bartek just unfortunately had bad timing on those misses right in the middle of the map and had limited the score because of that. ChomikBox, a little bit higher max combo, doing the trick on that one. And now we get the second pick for Bartek. It's going to be Mermaid Girl, DT3, the next pick. This one is really fun. Lots of finger control, lots of doubles through this map, and lots of wiggles near the end. Very, very tricky flow aim in this map, and at 225 BPM, aiming some of those streams is very, very difficult. I don't think you can cheese some of them either with just straight line aim, so you actually have to aim some of these wiggles in this map. It becomes so difficult to do so properly when you're trying to deal with all of the finger control built into this one as well. You can already see the doubles right at the start of the map here. AR 10.2 on this means that it does present a bit of a reading challenge to some players as well. The speed reading can be difficult for some people. Bartek actually finding an early miss. It looked like on either one of the doubles or one of those burst patterns. It was after the start of the burst that we see here at the beginning of the map, and this is actually the easiest part, is this entire intro section. So missing here at the intro. We saw it in the last matchup with Riot missing in the intro and then hitting the some of the hard parts, but still losing anyway. It might just turn out that way for Bartek here as well, as ChomikBox continues to hit the intro streams. Lower accuracy by about 2.5%, but still holding on to the combo and has the score lead. Because of that, this map's very, very short as well, and Bartek finds another combo break here in the middle section. This is basically just over. ChomikBox still with the FC, over 3/4 of the way in, hits the first wiggle stream, and that miss here in the ending section probably doesn't matter all that much. The combo for Bartek is just too low to stage a comeback, and there's a miss on the 1/3 wiggle stream as well. That is gonna be it on this map. Ristel dropping a lot of score actually at the end of the map, but it just doesn't matter. Bartek, too many misses early on to stage any sort of comeback, and despite the 11 miss and 3% lower accuracy for ChomikBox, gonna be up 3-0 due to that early combo. 513 combo compared to only 260 from Bartek. Next pick for ChomikBox going to be No Mod 2 Garya Tensei by Sai. This one is it's the stream map. It's high spacing on these 200 BPM streams. There's definitely some stamina involved here, but if you don't have the if you don't have the aim to deal with the high spacing on these streams, you're going to have a tough time, regardless of whether you have the stamina. The flow aim on this one is still fairly tricky. Neither player really dropping a lot of accuracy here at the start. A couple hundreds dropped for Bartek, no hundreds dropped for ChomikBox at the moment. ChomikBox dropping due to the aim on some of these corners, finding some difficulty there. Bartek as well finding a little bit of difficulty with some of the corners. Both players hitting the high spacing burst at the end of that longer stream section though, and back into the triple spam we go. Both players hitting the jumps in the in-between sections of the map. Nobody missing on the cut stream either. It's slight accuracy lead for Bartek right now. ChomikBox still holding on to the FC though, and at this point, it is just whoever misses first loses here. Similar accuracy, exact same combo, both players on the FC. The challenge is to miss later than your opponent now, and hold your nerve on a map like this. And Bartek, unable to do so, finds another miss earlier than ChomikBox. Ristel still holding on to the full combo, 99% accuracy as well. And it's just looking so good for Ristel. It's not even a particularly bad performance out of Bartek. It's just Ristel finding what is almost the full combo, a miss at the very, very end, but up 4-0 now against Bartek. And Ristel just looking so fantastic on so many of these maps. Really strong performance for him. And this is quite the big upset, actually. Seed 2 versus Seed 15. You expect this matchup to be the other way around right now. ChomikBox defying the expectations. DT1 going to be the first pick, or the next pick, excuse me, for Bartek, now Diamond by FICO. If you ever farmed PP back in 2015, you probably remember this map. Lots of jumps, a couple of wide angle jumps here and there. But at the end of the day, AR 10.3 double time farm. Not a lot to say about it. There's some bursts here and there. 261 BPM means that you do have some speed required for this map as well. AR 10.3, of course, you probably need to be fairly familiar with double time as a mod to deal with that approach rate. But with patterns this simple, with the density that they have on this map as well, it's not going to be a huge challenge for either of these players. There really has been a lot of unfortunate breaks for Bartek throughout this match so far. One early break on Hidden 1 cost him that map. The timing of the misses costing Nomad 3. Early breaks again on Mermaid Girl despite 3% higher accuracy. And then the early note lock on Garya Tensei. This time it's ChomikBox though, finding an early miss over on his side in Diamond. Bartek holding on to the full combo. And with these repeated breaks from ChomikBox, Bartek is just looking very strong on this one. Hardly any act dropped. I believe that's 1-100 on this play so far. And finally dropped a couple more 100s. 3 100s so far for Bartek on this one, but still holding on to the full combo. It's said and done. ChomikBox, no chance of a comeback on this one. And Bartek, for the first time, putting himself on the board 1-4 after this map. Very nice full combo from Bartek, by the way. 7 100s on the FC. Nicely done from him on that map. Says, I'm tired of missing all of these early misses and unfortunate timings on all of my misses. I'm done. Finally hits the full combo on one of these maps. 1-4. Puts himself on the board, but it is still an uphill battle here. Down 3 points against ChomikBox. And next pick is going to be Nomad 4 for ChomikBox. This is the alt map in Nomad. There's some cut streams in this one, 280 BPM. There's also a lot of aim control, a lot of regular flow aim alt patterns that you find in this one as well. But there's also some finger control, some 1/4 triples and bursts. And at 280 BPM, those are quite fast. It's honestly something that I expect both of these players to be really strong on. Bartek had some quite good scores on the... had a pretty good score on the alt map in qualifiers, but ChomikBox also 760k was number 5 on the map, compared to about 500k from Bartek in the qualifiers alt pick, so very, very strong performance for ChomikBox overall. We'll see if he's able to keep it up here on this Nomad 4. He had quite a strong score on the alt map in the play-in stage versus Arnold as well, so did continue that trend already once in this tournament. Let's see if he can do it again. are just waiting once again for both players to be ready up. I know Bartek is actually not feeling well today, so hopefully he is starting to feel a bit better going into No Mod 4. Alright, it looks like both players finally are ready to go. Both of them are readied up. We are into No Mod 4 now. This one, again, is quite a tricky pick just because of the integration of multiple different types of flow aim all within this map. You've got some of the aim control that you see in modern alt maps. You've got some cut streams in this map at 140 BPM. You've got some of the more standard high spacing flow aim patterns as well, and you pull those all together into a type of flow aim map that becomes very, very tricky. You also have to deal with the 1/4 patterning in this at the same time, the 280 BPM triples and bursts that do make their way in, and you get something that is very diverse in how it tests that flow aim. Both players hitting some of the snap aim in the section after the first ki as well, so neither player dropping the full combo so far. Similar accuracy for both of them, hovering right around that 98%. ChomikBox actually dropping on the more standard flow aim after that section, so Bartek only needs to hold for about a third of the map, just needs to hold past that halfway point, and it should be mostly guaranteed for him. Bartek looking pretty strong on not only Diamond, but on this pick as well now. And ChomikBox finds more misses there on the snap aim going into the second ki, or going into the break, actually. So no combo for ChomikBox whatsoever at this break section. Bartek still holding on to the full combo, 98.5% accuracy as well. Really starting up the comeback here for Bartek. It's looking so good after Diamond now. It seems the confidence is back. And maybe feeling a little bit better as well. I know he was definitely not feeling well at the start of this match, based on some messages in the player chat. Bartek does find the slider break, but look at the combo from ChomikBox. There's just nothing to take advantage of there. So it doesn't matter that Bartek did find the break. ChomikBox not going to be able to do anything with that break, and that's the important part. Still 180,000 score in the lead for Bartek as well. There's just no chance that ChomikBox can stage a comeback within this map. It's the overall comeback for Bartek that is going to be happening instead. Now 2-4 after this break point. Both players actually holding until the end of the map after those initial breaks, but ChomikBox with the early breaks in addition to missing it just before when Bartek broke right before that, right before the actual break in the song. And those repeated breaks for ChomikBox really doing him in. Finished the map with higher combo than Bartek, but just not enough of a higher combo to pull the score lead back. Bartek with the next pick now as well. Found the win on DT1, found the win on Nomad 4. You know, you look at Bartek as a player, you look to him as somebody who is very, very strong on the double time, very strong on speed in general, and somebody who's strong on some of the trickier maps that you tend to find in map pools. Very, very good win on the alt pick, very good win on DT1. I feel like something like DT2 would actually be quite a good pick for him if he does feel like going for it, and it is going to be DT2 picked up instead. So, this is the 263 BPM stream map in double time. I say streams, they're more like bursts. Even at this star rating, you can't really have full-on streams at that BPM without going a little bit overboard. I believe the longest one is somewhere along the lines of 13 or 17 notes, but even then at 263 BPM, that is still quite a long burst to have to deal with. It's the speed map in DT. Good luck, have funs are out. This one only AR8 and a lot of aim in between those longer bursts as well. So players do have to be on point with their aim. Clearly, Bartek's is after that FC on Diamond. ChomikBox hitting the back and forth jumps and the bursts afterwards. Bartek missing on those couple of early patterns. Pattern, only so much combo held in it anyway. This map should be decided by the rest of the pick rather than just that one early pattern. Better accuracy for ChomikBox actually on the first burst, and Bartek unable to hold on through the wide angle jumps as well. We're almost halfway through this map. This is quite a short pick, and ChomikBox still holding on to the full combo. Almost 99% accuracy on his play as well. And now, over that halfway mark, ChomikBox needs to miss basically right now for there to be a chance at a comeback for Bartek, and it just does not look like that's going to happen. He's able to hit those wide-angle jumps, able to hit the cut in between them, and this is DT1 just completely reversed. ChomikBox looking very, very strong on this pick and hoping to go up 5-1, or 5-2, excuse me, after this map. Regardless, we'll be at match point after this one. ChomikBox actually hitting that long stream as well, hitting both the awkward aim patterns and the longer streams in this map with pretty good accuracy overall, still on 98% right now. What misses the very last note in the map, but it just doesn't matter. He's still able to come out on top. 1.1 million score on the play for ChomikBox. And yeah, up 5-2 now with the match point against Bartek. ChomikBox is just looking so strong overall right now. There's just not much that Bartek, it seems, can do. The consistency for Ristel is incredibly high at the moment, and he's looking to continue it into this next pick, right? You're up 5-2. You just want to close this out. You don't want to even give Bartek his last pick at all. You've got 2 chances to close this out. Use them wisely and deal the finishing blow quickly. It's going to be Hard Rock 3 as a last pick for ChomikBox. This is the first time that we've dipped into the Hard Rock pool in this match. Hard Rock 1 did get banned out, but that was more so because it's an AIM map than because it's a Hard Rock map. This one, very tricky on the Hard Rock. Good Rage by Edumeo, 222 BPM map by Thieve. This is, it's a tech map in Hard Rock. There's lots of 222 BPM bursts in this map, but also lots of sliders, lots of finger control in this one that makes it so difficult to deal with on Hard Rock. It's also a much faster map than I think you would usually expect from a tech map in Hard Rock, which may be part of the reason why ChomikBox is picking into it. Look at the wins that he's had so far. DT2, DT3, both going the way of ChomikBox, in addition to NoMod 3 modular technology going his way at the same time. So I think Hard Rock 3 makes a lot of sense, very similar to things like Mermaid Girl and to modular technology for ChomikBox right now. And overall, he's had such a good match, actually, for Bristol. DT1 and NoMod 4, really the only places where that consistency that he's had throughout this match has faltered. It does falter a little bit at the start here as well. Finds a slider break at the beginning of this one, but Bartek finds a miss at the same time. So it's basically going to be a wash. 50 combo in the lead for ChomikBox right now. More so decided by the accuracy than this combo is the score right now. Neither player missing on those wider jumps. Nobody missing on the triple into slider spam either. So both players actually looking pretty comfortable on this one. The score lead minimal at best for ChomikBox right now. The combo is so close between the two players. And the accuracy still in the favor of Bartek means that the score lead really isn't going anywhere. It's another case of whoever misses first loses as we pass the halfway point, and unfortunately, it's going to be Bartek missing first. Once again, the consistency just not quite there for Bartek, but in abundance for ChomikBox. Still holding on to the one miss here, 3/4 of the way into the map. The reverse choke going strong for him right now. Does finally drop the miss, but 160k score in the lead and no combo for Bartek to speak of to take advantage of that miss to try to bring the score back. It's over and done with. ChomikBox going to be coming out on top 6-2 in this matchup. And that's going to be the game for ChomikBox. He is able to win that in honestly pretty convincing fashion. 6-2 overall against Bartek, I think is a scoreline that a lot of people would not have expected looking at this matchup on paper, but he has been on a roll recently. The performance in 3WC was very good from ChomikBox. He was one of their key players in getting them to I believe their first place finish in the 3-digit World Cup. So they had a pretty fantastic run there, largely thanks to him. Unfortunately, second place finish for Team Poland in 3-digit World Cup, but very close to the upset against Taiwan in 3WC. And it was largely due to Ristel. His performance in that tournament was incredibly strong. Was overall a very good performance from him, and it's continuing into Corsace Closed right now. Unfortunately, he's gonna have a pretty tough time in his next matchup versus Intercambing. That is a very tough match for just about anybody to try to deal with. Intercambing, one of the strongest players in the tournament, of course, but the same can be said about Bartek, and ChomikBox seem to have zero trouble here. So good luck to both of those players next weekend. And good luck to Bartek in the loser's bracket. He is going to be facing off against FG Sky in his first loser's bracket round. So definitely a tough matchup actually for both players next weekend. We do have another match coming up right after this one as well. In about 20 minutes, we have Utami versus Kingling. And then we've got Mouse Easy versus Fire Rage right after that. So 2 more hours worth of good matches for you just today. And then later on at 23 UTC, we have Kablaze versus I'm a Fancy Lad, so don't go anywhere. We've got 3 more matches coming up here on Saturday in the round of 16. If you enjoyed watching this match, if you enjoy seeing some of your favorite players face off in very, very competitive matches in Corsace Closed, you may consider donating to the Corsace Open as well. This tournament exists largely to help fund the Corsace Open, to make sure that the teams competing in the Corsace Open can compete at the highest stakes possible. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dio, I've been your caster. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for our next matchup in Utami versus Kingling. Don't go anywhere.